Now we'll look at some of the assigned homework problems and make sure we understand what we're doing. So this is page 550. I'm going to do number, let's just do number 8. Okay, so number 8 says sine with the little exponent, which means inverse sine or arc sine of square root of 2 over 2. Now, if you go back, let's see exactly what page it's on so you guys will know. Go back to page 542 and it will give you the rules for what you're looking for the arc sine. It gives you sine, cosine, and tangent, the inverses of each of those. And for sine, it says that you need to look at negative pi over 2 through pi over 2. And you need to make sure that you're looking at your unit circle. So pull your unit circle up. Make sure that you have that. So let me pull up the unit circle so I can recreate it for you. And I gave you a unit circle that looked like this. And remember that you have 30, 45, 60. And this is pi over 2. And this is negative pi over 2, because negative just means when you start at 0, instead of going counterclockwise, you go clockwise. So negative pi over 2 to 2 would be this area here. And square root of 2 over 2, the sine, when you have square root of 2 over 2, is at 45 degrees. So here we would have the y value of square root of 2 over 2. And here we would have the y value. But in this quadrant, we have positive and negative, and so the y value is negative in this quadrant. So we're only looking at the one in the first quadrant, so it would be at 45 degrees, which is pi over 4. So that's the kind of answer that we're looking at for something like that. Okay. So let's look at another one. Let's look at number 18. Number 18 says to find the arc sine of 0.23. Now, arc sine is the same thing as the inverse sine. So it's simply asking you to put that in your calculator, hit inverse sine 0.23. Now, the directions say for the following exercises, use a calculator to evaluate each expression. Express answers to the nearest hundredth. So, depending on what setting your calculator's in, if I have mine in degrees and I hit second sine and I punch in 0.23, I'm going to get 13.2. It's 297. It says to round to the nearest hundredth. This is the hundredths place. The next number's 5 or bigger, so it's going to add 1 to that. So my answer is going to be 13.30 degrees. That's if my calculator's in degrees. If I change my mode to radians and I punch in arc sine of 0.23, I get 0.23 radians. So that would be my answer for that one. So ironically, those two things match. That's not always going to happen. Now, let's see. Let's look at another one. Let's look at 23, since that's one of the ones that's assigned to you. Gives you a right angle. Gives you theta. Gives you a leg. And another leg. So on this one, it says find the angle theta. So I have the side opposite, and I have the side adjacent. Opposite over adjacent is tangent. So if I knew the inverse tangent of 12 over 19, that would give me my angle. So if I hit second tangent, and I put 12 divided by 19 and close my parentheses. And my calculator's in radians. I'm going to change it to degrees because I like degrees better for this kind of thing. So inverse tangent 12 divided by 19 comes out to 32.28 degrees. So that's my angle that's right there. So that's what it's asking me to do on this particular homework.